Alright, here we have it, our finals game of the CMM. We are once again against Zomb. Now they did beat us last time, it was my only loss actually. And yeah, they have a very scary team, they're a very good player. And whether I win here or I lose, it all ends here, it all comes down to this. So this is the deciding game for everything, this is finals. And yeah, I'm hoping that everything that I have will work. I'm kind of iffy because the team was very hard to prep for, obviously, and the Cosmo Dusk main, a Pokemon that probably shouldn't be allowed, but also that Cyclizar was really annoying for my Lunala last time. So here I lead with my Lunala via weakness policy. I'm hoping for a great Tusk lead that they did last time. That would be best case scenario. But here we do see them lead with the Iron Moth, which is interesting. So I go Lunala here, and yeah, I just decide to go for an agility stick with the plan. Now their Iron Moth is, I believe, Terra Ghost. So they could also go for that, but I kind of don't expect them to. They probably go for a U-turn here. Now, I'm not sure if they want to risk that, like maybe a Scarf or something, but it's pretty likely that they are also Scarf. They brought it last time and it did indeed work out. So here I do just go for an agility, as they go for the immediate Terror. So they could Terra Blast Ghost and that would actually be pretty good for us, but I kind of don't expect that to happen. I expect a U-turn from this Iron Moth. And yes, they do indeed go for that on my Lunala. And here I assume they're just going to go out to their Cyclizar. So here we see it. As I do go for an agility. This one is really annoying, but we do survive a knockoff on this range. So here I just go for a Moonblast. You know, they're probably gonna take this, and they showed to be very specially defensive Assault Vest, and they go for Dragon Tail. So just like last game, it's annoying, it sucks. I was really hoping that that wouldn't happen, but it does. We do actually go out into our Zamazenta-c, so that's actually pretty nice. But they have brought their Zapdos this time over the Lunala, no, not Luna, over the Gardevoir, so that's also pretty annoying. So here, I mean, like, I'm pretty certain they're gonna switch in. But, like, what can I really do to punish the Zapdos play? Maybe go out into something, or just should I just attack what's in front of me? I very highly doubt that Zomb would let me take this Cyclizar. It probably also has less speed than last time as well, I assume, but like, I think it's probably faster than my Enamorus. So I do think about it for quite a bit. And eventually I do go out into my Enamorus. We are Terra Ground for that Zapdos to deal more damage to that Necrozma. As we do just go out into Enamorus as they switch out to Zapdos. I'm pretty sure. Yes, indeed. So my play here is simple. I'm just gonna go for Terra Ground and go for Moonblast. Now they could go into their Necrozma, but I mean, like, it's kinda risky, but I mean, Zomb has shown that they have gone for those kind of plays before. In like last game, they played very well. They got lots of predicts, right? So it's not like hard reads, it's like soft reads as well. So like, I do just go for a Moonblast here. I'm interested in seeing what they want to go for. They could just like go for maybe a Hurricane or something here, get the damage trade off on this. But they might also want to keep this around for Zamazenta. They do switch out. So they actually go out into the Necrozma, which is interesting. Now them going out into this is it was quite surprising. Still, like, even though it's, like, the fact that they risked that. But this also could give me some information, right? Maybe they are very specially defensive weakness policy, or they could just be Sugarberry as well, so. Here we do just go for Moonblast. Fearing the weakness policy or Sugar, I don't really want to go for this. I'm not sure they can kill me, but I mean, like, I do also want this for the late game, as we also have agility to start to break through their team. But yeah. Now they could also go for maybe an aggressive double. I want to, like, I don't know, Zapdos on Meowscarada, but I mean, like, I don't really think they have a need to do that at this point. So I am thinking about it, whether to go. I do just go for the Earth Power. But they do switch out. They switch out to Meowscarada. So they really got me there. They've been playing pretty aggressively around my Enamorous, and you know, it has worked out for them. They've been playing really well throughout the season, to be honest. So here, they're probably just gonna go for like a Scarf Flower trick, or they could just go for a U-turn. Now this is really annoying, right? You know, they got me in this position where they could go for a U-turn, or they could Flower trick, really cause it a 50-50. Now I just do go out into my Klefki. Like, I'm pretty sure for them that's the pretty obvious play as well, just go out into Klefki. But I do so, and they go for a U-turn, so they once again get me. So now I'm pretty sure I'm on the back foot, right? They've got all the momentum they want. They got themselves into a good position against my Klefki. So they do go out into their Great Tusk. So this was kinda what I was worried about. Now, they could just go for either like a ground move or get some very free rocks. I do have my red card, Arachnid, mostly to stop like a setup, Necrozma, or maybe something from this Great Tusk as well, or Cyclizar to be able to get up a Sticky Web without them spinning. Honestly, they might not even be spin on this, since they're definitely spin on their Cyclizar. But I do just switch out into my Arachnid, and as we do see them just get up their rocks. So once again, unfortunate for sure. But now I just go for webs. Like, I don't think they want to switch in, but they could just go out into their Cyclizar. So here I predict them to go for a rapid spin. I'm not really too sure what else, and they'll get sent out by the red card to hopefully get me some momentum here. But they do end up going for knockoff, making my red card not activate, as I am not able to get up web since I already have them out. So the turn really does not go in my favor, as they go for a knockoff. Now I predict them to spin, but I mean, like, going Lunala is kind of risky. I don't want to make, but I do go for it. I do go for the Lunala, trying to get the spin block, but I don't know. This is really bad if they go for the knockoff. And I end up making the same mistake that I do last game. Lunala goes down. And this is bad. This is bad. They've definitely got the upper hand now. My play was always to go out into Zamazenta there. While Zapdos is annoying, I can almost guarantee they're going out into it, get some offensive pressure there. But that's really bad. I do now go into it, but I mean, losing Lunala there really stinks. I go for a substitute here, knowing that they can't really threaten me. They might also want to go for Dragon Tail, maybe? Probably not. But I do just go for a substitute here. as they're probably going to go out into the Zapdos, which almost makes me think maybe that this also isn't a good play. Like, I'm definitely on the back foot now. I need to play aggressively. So I think what my play here was actually to go out into Zamazenta and double out into their Enamorus, because they can catch so much. Because like Zapdos is pretty free, as they do indeed go for it. They go out into Zapdos. They do indeed get me. Unfortunately, I did change it from Stone Edge to Heavy Slam. There's not much I can do about that, as I do go for substitute. And man, that stings. I really should have gone out into my Enamorus there. You know, they can't keep switching around. They don't have infinite health on their Meowscarada. Now they could be Sugar on their Necrozma, but I'll get it weakened down enough to be able to maybe knock it out with some of my other pieces in the back. So this is unfortunate for sure. Now obviously not everything is perfect. Okay, I'm looking back at this. I'm doing post-com. Not every play could have been perfect, but I do just go for body press, and yeah, they are defensive. They also have revealed to be pressure rather than static, so that is pretty nice for me. They go for a Thunderbolt here, but yeah, it breaks myself, and I'm not sure, maybe that just wasn't my play. I go out into Enamorus now, really hoping that they're just going to go for another Thunderbolt, so things really have started to go a spiral out of control here. I go out into my Enamorus, and they do hit a nasty Hurricane. This hurts. So here, like, what else am I to do other than to go for a Moonblast? What else am I to do? Now, obviously, they do have a few plays they could make, but yeah, this is the play I have to make. I cannot do anything else. As we do go for it, and they go for Hurricane. The special attack drop won't matter for Enamorus, but they do miss. Luckily, thank goodness, because that would have been really bad. Now here, I believe I just go for another Moonblast. They could go out into their Necrozma. I'm not. They might have done that. So I just go for a Moonblast here. Now they are taking their time to think about this. It makes sense. This is a pretty important decision, and they do opt to let their Zapdos go down. Now that does free up my Zamazenta a lot, and now it's becoming more than clear that that is my win con in this game. So there's a few plays they could go here. They might want to go from Meowscarada, and from Mox, low kick will kill from this range. I have learned that, unfortunately. Just in general, thank you to everyone who's helped me in this season, making it all the way to finals. We do see Meowscarada come out. Yeah, they get caught in a sticky web, so that's good. That's great for us. But I am pretty certain that they are Choice Scarf. So here I am thinking what to go for. They could go for a low kick here, or they could go for Flower Trick, even the U-turn. There are so many plays they could make. And despite being able to take out the Zapdos, we're still not in a good position. Here, I do just opt. I think it through, and in the end, I go out with Clefty. because like no matter what it does, we should be able to take any hit. U-turn would be unfortunate, and they do go for it, but it makes sense. They've been playing really well. Just being able to keep up the momentum on their team has been so big. And yeah, they are just gonna be able to get out, maybe into, they could go out into the Great Tusk or Iron Moth here. They definitely do have options, but they do actually just go for the Cyclozar. They get a free Rapid Spin, so as I've lost my Lunala, so yes, that very much makes sense. Now here, even though it doesn't look great, I'm still not out of the woods. I still have my Terrapagos in the back, which might be able to do some stuff. I have Zamazenta, who could actually be able to take home this game if things don't work out. Clefty can help set him out with Screens and Thunder Wave. And I do also have a Namorous and a Araquanid, but this is definitely going to be an uphill battle from here. Here the spin is more than guaranteed. And I think through, do I go out into my Zamazenta? And you know, start putting on some pressure, but also the Necrozma Duskmane is still in the back, so I do just go for Reflect here as they go for Rapid Spin. And yeah, there's not much I can do about that. So here I do also decide to go for Light Screen, because of the threat of them just going hard Iron Moth here. That could be very scary if I'm not able to punish it. Or if they do just go out into their Great Tusk as well, don't want to Thunder Wave that, but they do go for knockoff. That's interesting. I guess now Lunala's down, and they've got the spin off. What really more do they need this Pokemon to do? So here I go out into my Zamazenta, and I see I need to start to get an opportunity and get my way back into this game. Because this game is still not over. But they do also actually switch out. Makes sense, and they go out into their Great Tusk. They get me once again. Man, that sucks. Zomb has been playing so well. I get my Zamazenta in, but here I obviously do not want to keep it in against this Great Tusk. And I'm kind of in a hard, it's a difficult position, right? Here I do go out into my Araquanid, now it does resist this. They did actually bring a Head Smash last time, so that's definitely something that I should keep in mind. So I go out into Araquanid, take that rocks damage, and yeah, they go for close combat. Now we do take that, but they could go out into their Necrozma. There are a few plays I could make. Or they could just go out into their Cyclozar. Something tells me they do not want to just let me get up these sticky webs. As they do switch out, I assume, to Cyclozar. And yeah, that is mighty unfortunate. Here, I go for sticky webs. I believe here, I mean, like, this mon's annoying. There's not much I could do now. I could go for an Endeavor, but they could just U-turn and get it back with Regenerator. So I'm thinking, no, I need to start putting on some pressure. So I go out into my Terrapagos. There's not really a good opportunity for me to bring it in here. So I go on it, go in on this. Now I did want this in the back for Iron Moth, but they're making it quite apparent that that's not really going to be able to happen. I'm not going to get that opportunity. So I go out into my Terrapagos here, take negligible damage from this Rapid Spin. But yeah, the team still really annoying. Now we are on screens, and I do have Calm Mind and Rapid Spin. I do just go for a Terra Starstorm here. and get my damage off on this Cyclozar, as I believe they just go for a Dragon Tail, so that's another good play on their end to get my Terrapagos out of there. And here I am forced out into my Klefki, so not the worst case scenario, but still not great. The rocks damage is starting to rack up even against these not very effective targets. Here I do go for Thunder Wave, and the base switch out yet again into their Great Tusk. And man, does this sting. Still, we can just go back out into Arachnid once more, and we can go out into our Namarus. We need to start to get damage on the board, and they've just been playing so well pivoting around that, but it's not over yet, not by any means. Arachnid lives this. I do believe I should just go for an Endeavor here. If they go into Cyclozar, we can really punish that, but no, they do just decide to knock me out with Earthquake. I go out into my Namarus, and this is, and I will just go for a Moonblast here. They could go to Necrozma, but I mean, like, they have Chip Down. I don't feel like they will. But, you know, Namarus is still pretty good here. We have gotten rid of that Zapdos, which is quite annoying for my team. And I do just go for Moonblast here. But they do reveal to be Roselli Berry. You know, great prep, to be honest. And they are just able to take me out with an Earthquake. That really hurts. And Namarus goes down. And yeah, this game is, endgame is not getting any easier. Now here, I'm thinking, like, what can I do? Can I go out? I can't kill with, like, my Zamazenta, I'm pretty sure. I can't do it with my Klefki. So here I'm gonna have to make a Gambit. I'm gonna have to make a Gambit while my Terrapagos is faster than this Great Tusk. Now I do have some speed on it. So I'm really hoping, like last time, they are pretty defensive. They're like a pretty defensive Great Tusk. And not really, they don't really have that much need to run speed, but obviously they could, you know, do it to try and catch me being aggressive. But here, it's really hard. And like, what other play do I have? I need this to be faster. I need to make a play. I need to make a Gambit. So we go out into Terrapagos. We need to be faster here. I do just opt to go for an Earth Power if they want to go to Iron Moth or something, but we are slower. But we do live. We do live, but damn, that is not good. That is not good. The Great Tusk goes down to this Earth Power, but yes, us being slow there really hurts. And even though we are getting damaged, they're just taking out my pieces one by one. So this is looking really hard in this end game, but I can't give up just yet. Not yet. I can't give in just yet. Here I go for an Earth Power on their Iron Moth, as they could just go for Flamethrower, but I mean, U-turn is also just free. As they do go for Flamethrower. So here, I need to go into my Klefki. I need to try and hope, get a Light Screen, a Thunder Wave, something. Because if I want to win this game, I'm gonna need some luck. We go out into our Klefki. And here, I might even die to Flamethrower from the Light Screen, I don't remember, but here, I go for a Thunder Wave. What? Because there's not really much else I can do. We need some full powers and a dream. We see them switch out. Now they do just go out into their Cyclozone, and we are able to paralyze them. So we still have a chance. Maybe we have a chance. So here, I'm thinking about what do I want to do. Now I could go out to my Zamazenta, I could stay into this. I am going all in with this Zamazenta, and Klefki needs us to bring it there. We go for a Reflect here as they just decide to go for a U-turn. Makes total sense, but luckily Zamazenta will be able to take this on in the back. I'm not sure we one-shot it, but I mean, none of their moves can do any noticeable damage. We've seen their whole set knockoff, Rapid Spin, Dragon Tail. Was there one more? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty damn sure they can't do anything to me, as they do go to Meowscarada. So here, yeah, again, this is annoying. We do just go for a foul play here. Thunder Wave won't work on this, and they just go for a U-turn. Get some more chip and chip off onto this Klefki, so it makes sense what they're trying to do. Stall out the Reflect turns, get a chip on Klefki, as they do just go back out into Cyclozar. And yeah, so here I have 3 turns left to Reflect. I go for foul play, you know, try and get some damage off, but they do just go for a U-turn. Now if they got they got paralyzed there, that would have been kind of good, but yeah, this is still really hard. Now we see them go out into Necrozma, such a big threat, only now coming out into this battle, and I'm gonna need some full powers. I'm gonna need some hopes and dreams. We need a full power. We need Klefki, okay? Klefki needs to be able to pull us through. So here we get our first paralysis. This is big, and obviously here we're gonna need to get some good luck, but this is not over. We go for foul play. It does less damage than I thought, but as they go for a Sun Steel Strike. So now that does do quite a bit decent amount of damage, and they will just KO on the next one. So more than ever, on this next turn I need a full power or I will lose. So here I just need to go for foul play. I need to hope that things will go my way. I'll hope that RNG favors me. After all of this time, after everything this season has come to, it all comes down to this. Here I do also just go for a Reflect. Okay, fair enough. My bad. I thought I went for a foul play there, but they are indeed paralyzed. So here I go for a foul play. We really need them to be paralyzed this turn. I'm assuming they have Morning Sun, and we get another paralysis. Klefki putting in so much work, but it doesn't look like he'll kill another one. But what other play do I have to go for this? And we are able to get the kill. We are able to get a high roll, I assume, and to be able to take out this Necrozma. Believe it or not, we are still in this. We might actually be able to take this home. They go out into the Iron Moth, and it all comes down to this. I need to go for a Thunder Wave here. I don't have any other play, so I go for a Thunder Wave. Really want them to be paralyzed here, so I can go for maybe a foul play if I'm faster. But no, they do break through, and now it all comes down to this. I go out into my Zamazenta, and what I need is to get a sub up in front of that Meowscarada. If I do, I win. I am able to knock it out with a heavy slam. Am I able to knock out Cyclozar? So here I need to go for substitute, and I need them to. I'll go for it twice, and I need them to be paralyzed on either one of them. So unfortunately, they do break through. We have a 1 in 8 chance to win this game. Now they do break the sub, so now it's a 1 in 16. And please, I just have to pray that they get paralyzed this turn. It all comes down to this. The game comes down to this. Whether I can win the championship comes down to this turn. Will they be fully paralyzed? And they don't. And they don't. It's an unfortunate ending after trying so hard, but once again we end up falling short. We end up falling to Zomb, as they are just going to be able to finish us off, finish off Zamazenta, and finish off the season. So we come so close. We get second place, but we weren't able to pull it out in the end. We got so close, a 1 in 8 chance to be able to take it all. Did I get lucky? Yes, but I can't help but think about what would have happened if I had got that right. If I had gotten that 1 in 8 chance, if things had gone my way. But there's nothing more I can do other than say thank you everyone who supported me this season. Thank you everyone who's watched my videos as well. I really appreciate it. This is my first time doing Wi-Fi, and to be able to come all the way to finals, um, against all these great players I've faced, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I think we had a great season, and I might be doing another season right now, so maybe you should go check that out as well. What more can I say? Maybe you should like, subscribe, I don't know. That's all you're meant to say, right? But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time.